Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is Stock Trade Ideas for the week of May 4th, 2014. Today is Sunday, May 3rd. We're going to take a look at four that we exited last week: Celgene, FireEye, US Steel, and United Continental. One currently in, Valero, and two new ones, Apache and Qihoo 360. That Qihoo's been working since Friday. And I say working, I mean I've had the trade idea out there on Friday and it hasn't been filled yet. So let's start off here with Celgene. Okay, so we got into Celgene on the 14th. Right in here, puts, thought this was going to break down, starting to roll over. I like the way the moving averages were starting to line up to the downside. And then it just started to chop sideways, had this big counter trend move. There were some rumors going on this day. And of course, the rumors weren't working. And the next day it collapsed right back on down. Now, earnings came out after the market closed here on this day. And so I decided to exit the position here. We were up in the puts. I sat through this pullback. Didn't get stopped out, and so at this point I said, okay, I wasn't confident enough given the kind of counter trend move we were getting in here and the sideways action. I didn't want to sit through it. My initial target was 110, and of course that got hit the next day on the opening after the earnings report came out. So that's just the way she goes, but it still was a nice profitable trade. So FireEye is the next one. FireEye, we got in here on the 20th. Thought we were going to get a nice impulsive move. The way the moving averages were lined up, thought we were getting a nice kind of re-entry impulsive move here. And then we just kind of meandered around, petered around, 4 days in a row of doji type action. And then when I got this closed down below the prior day low on the 5th day, I said, okay, that's enough. I'm out. And so basically scratched the trade. At no loss, no profit, so it was scratched. So that was it on FireEye, and it continued to pull back for the next 3 days. Now, after the earnings, it bounced back up here, and it's tempting. I just not sure that I trust it enough right now. We'll see how it continues to act. Next one is US Steel. US Steel, I thought, was trending nicely. We were in on the 23rd. And got in at the opening right here on the 23rd, and it started to go, and the resistance came at this previous high. I really thought it was going to punch through, even with the earnings coming out. We had the short-term and intermediate-term trend aligned to the high side, but the long-term trend was down, and the long-term trend seemed to weigh in, and we got stopped out on that day after the earnings report. So that was frustrating, to sit with this one and not sit with Celgene. You just never know, and you try to assess the setup situation. You try to assess the strength of the trend, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it didn't work. All right, United Continental was another one, 427. Let's see, right here. Okay, so we got in with puts right here. Thought it was breaking down, looking for another leg, a strong leg down, and got out on the 29th in here because it hit my short-term intermediate target. So we had a nice profitable trade on this. Not as much as I would like to. When it started to, again, look how this pulled back on the day, the way it closed here. The Bulls won in the second half of the day, okay, because here's where it closed on this day. And then, look at the action here. The selling has not come in the last 2 days. Now, it's still in a short-term downtrend, actually, an intermediate-term downtrend too, but it's, well, we'll see. And, right now I'm out of it. I was kind of watching. I had a target down here, thought we had this head and shoulders, and I still think that may come true. I'm just not seeing, I may, depending on the price action, I may, re-enter it, but don't have a trade idea on it at the moment. So out of that. And so for last week on the X's, we had 2 out of the 2 profitable trades, 1 scratched and 1 lost. So let's see. Let's take a look at Valero as one we're still in. And Valero got in, I believe it was on the 28th. I think it was on this move here. Got in looking for another leg down. Got a couple of nice moves. Actually got within very, very close to my interim target, initial target. And then it started, the buying came in. And we got this little counter trend move here. So we'll see. Not stopped out yet. All the details, by the way, of these, when I put the trade ideas out there, the details for stops, targets, all of that, entry points, things like that, are on the trade ideas page. So you've got something to kind of look at and see how they're playing out. So all you need is your first name and email to be able to do that. It's subscribers only for the trade ideas page. But it's very easy to do. The opt-ins, there's several after the posts and on the homepage there on my website. So at joehenches.net. Okay, so Valero right now, we're still in and still holding. I am looking for it to continue to move to the downside. So we'll see if that's what we get. We may, have to sit through a couple of days here. All right, let's look at, so Qihoo 360 is a trade idea I've got out there. I'm looking for an entry to the downside. I'm adjusting the entry for the puts a little bit, so check the trade ideas on this. We've got some divergence that is coming in here on all 3 indicators, okay? So on the demand index, on the directional DI plus and DI minus, and on the RSI, okay? So bearish divergence. And I like it also when both of the DI minus and DI plus show divergence going on. This is the selling side and this is the buying side. So the selling side did not continue to weaken and the buying side weakened. So that's a good sign. They're both doing it at the same time. So I am looking for this to head back down. We may have a little 5-way move here and we may be getting a pullback. We'll see. There's a good possibility that the corrective action ended here. We did break this trend line in here on Qihoo 360, right in here. We'll see. This was a nice move, nice little impulsive type move looking here. And again, running into resistance at the top and right in here. So we'll see what kind of pullback we get, but that's what I'm looking for right now. And the long-term trend is still down, but short and intermediate's up, and I think I'm going to go with the resistance and the price action starting to trade below the 10. All right, on Apache. Okay, I am going to look for, I think Apache is going to continue to push higher here, so I've got an entry point to get in with calls on Apache. I think there's a good chance that this is putting in some kind of little head and shoulders here. Let's take a look at, what I'm talking about. Shoulder and a head and a shoulder. And then, of course, you got this neckline right here. Now, when you have a down-sloping neckline like this, it's kind of a weak situation. Not as strong as a horizontal or even slightly, rising. But we'll see. We'll see what we get out of this. There's also another possibility that I'll talk about another time that's going on with this. But, right now, I think, and so that could be an interesting sign, with this pushing higher in here like this. Nice strong move, a little pullback. Moving averages are aligned here. Now, so what's the difference between this and 360, actually, when I look at this? Because the 21 is breaking above the 55. And the 10's above here. There's no bearish divergence in here, okay? There's no sign of a negativity on the move, okay? There's no sign of weakness or bearishness on the move. Versus when I looked at Qihoo 360, I'm getting that, which kind of leads me to think I'm going to get a pullback on Qihoo 360. So that's the way I'm looking at it right now. Okay, that's it for today. That's all we got. We'll see how these play out tomorrow. I'll be back Monday night with the market update. We'll see how the first day of the week trades out. And actually, we had the first day of the month on Friday. So, second trading day of the month of May. All right, everyone, have a great week. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.